Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Ogre Battle, March of the Black Queen. Only one more map remains, the Temple Shalina map. This temple is where we were told that the Mage Rashidi and Prince Gares, the son of Empress Endora, fled to. So it's time we go down there and confront them and finish their evil once and for all. Now the city directly below the rebel base there, if we liberate it with 80 plus reputation, we'll get a royal crown. That's the crown that turns an Amazon into a princess. I don't need it, but I just want to show off getting it, and I'm very close to 80 reputation. So I'm just going to liberate some cities and temples here real quick to get that slight boost, so I'd able to get that that crown. Not that I'll use it, but you know, just show off that you can get it. Afterwards, then I'll just start deploying my units. You've almost done it, just a little more to save the people of the Highlands and the continent. We're going to be deploying our max amount of units, 10 units. No use holding back here. We have a few special characters lumped in with Orpheus, and we're going to deploy one of our special character units because there's a lot of special dialogue that we get with the bosses here. So we got quite a big boss rush coming up. So a lot of special dialogue. So actually one of our units, well, two, if you can't count Orpheus, ain't really going to be doing any fighting. You've almost done it, just a little more to save the people of the Highlands and the continent. This is one map where we will not be defeating all of the enemies. There are 9 enemy units here, 2 high sky, 3 low sky, a snow unit, a mountain unit, and 2 plains units. So you might think, oh, 9, that's the standard type of enemy units. But, however, the amount of enemy units, each of those 9 enemy unit types have 255 of them in reserve. So if you wanted to defeat all the enemies, like we've normally been doing before we fight the bosses, we would have to defeat 2,295 units. That's more units than we fought throughout the rest of the entire game. So yeah, basically what we want to do is we're just going to basically rush toward the boss. So all the high-flying and low-flying units are going to be coming straight up that from the southwest to the northeast to try to take over our base. So we'll be deploying our flying units and some water units there in the middle. We'll also be deploying 2 units down to the south to cut off the 2 plains, the mountain, and the snow unit, because they'll be crossing over the land, the little land there over that little strait, and then going over onto the mountains. So we'll deploy some units down there to cut them off. But a majority of the fighting is going to be taking place down toward the center there, in the line between the rebel base and the Temple Shalina. We'll also get some treasure along the way. While our units are basically going to be fighting, Orpheus will be liberating a whole bunch of cities and temples to the west of the map. And then he'll sneak down the western edge of the map and kind of just flank the bosses. So that's basically the plan of attack. It is forbidden that anyone step foot on the island of Shalina. Yeah, Shalina's a bad place. We're going to learn all about it. So why it's you know, bad and why people are forbidden from stepping foot on it. So you have a nice holy unit there going to liberate the cities. We got some treasure here. Golden armor. Kind of pointless. You don't need armor. Pretty much don't need anything. You see, we have one of our princess units. We have 2 boss killing units. I deployed 2 of them because, like I said, we're going to have a bunch of boss fights in this thing. One of them is going over there, basically escorting Tristan's unit. Good world card. We want to definitely have one of them when we fight Rashidi. So if you don't have one, luckily the city that has the shop in this map sells Joker tarots. You've almost done it. Just a little more to save the people of the Highlands and the continent. Please take this. Yeah, we get a crown. Like I said, this that dialogue only appears, and you only get that item if your reputation is 80 plus. So I liberate that town right away, and I didn't have the 80 plus, so I just got that dialogue. So that's why I started redoing the map and found out that if I liberated 3 places, you know, a city, 2 cities, and a temple, I'd have enough to to get that special item. So we got 2 hidden treasures. We already got one of them. We have 5 hidden cities, 3 hidden cities, and 2 of them are temples. So, and in one of the hidden temples, we'll run into actually the Paladin Gwaine. Remember, he left to go confront Rashidi. So, other things we can encounter here, the neutral encounters in this area are gold dragons and ice giants. We can run into them in snow areas. And while crossing the sea, if we run into a neutral encounter over the water, it'll be a seraphim. All of them are level 25. So, and like I said, 25 tends to be the level cap that, you know, if you're just going through the game normally, that most of your units are going to get to. So those units, if your army is hurting for characters, they'll fit right in. You know, they're pretty much right at the right level to just slide right into your army and be effective. So, look, that guy's retreating. We're going to get a nice mix of enemy units here. Right now we just see a whole bunch of devil units, but we'll have some good alignment units, muses, titans, seraphims, and samurai masters. Another nice good card there, lovers. Although, basically at this point, the best cards to get would be your judgment cards, because they'll do white magic. And we saw the last of the Empire's forces fleeing to the south. Rashidi has bad resistance to white magic, and so does the final boss. Yeah, there's a final boss after Rashidi, but you'll have to wait a few episodes for that to happen. Not many though. Yep, this is the last map. We're gonna have three battles in it, so not much longer to go. So these first 2 episodes in this final map, like I said, we'll just be, you know, doing fighting, and Orpheus will be, you know, liberating some cities and stuff like that. Like I said, for the most part, if you're just playing normally, you just basically rush right toward the Temple Shalina to fight the boss, because there's no way you're going to fight all the enemies. But I'm delaying that process for a little bit so I can liberate all the cities and temples. So that's one of the reasons why I have that little bodyguard unit over there with Prince Tristan's unit, because Prince Tristan and most of the units that are with him right now, they will have special dialogue. So they're gonna end up coming down with Orpheus's unit at the end to kind of flank behind the enemy bosses, so they can just catch the bosses and get that special dialogue. But, you know, some enemy forces may be diverted over there. They'll see those units hanging out there. And so we just have that one boss-killing bodyguard unit there to prevent Prince Tristan's units and Orpheus units from really having to fight. I mean, Orpheus can, you know, hold his own. But Prince Tristan's unit, you know, they haven't really been fighting, so they're severely under-leveled. And some of those characters we, you know, like, back from the beginning, like Sardan's one of them. So, yeah, he's really weak, because we got him more than half the game ago. So we always see one unit sneaking off over there that led by a wizard. That is a low sky unit, sorcerers and some no, that's the high sky unit. There's mages and wyverns. There's also another flying unit, the low sky, with sorcerers and phantoms. But I remember that one coming up is so I might as well use a Lover's card here. Lover's card won't be effective against, you know, the bosses, so might as well use them here. Like I said, we want the best cards to get would be the Judgment cards, but other cards that are good are basically anything that does damage. So I'll go over the bosses' resistances when we actually start running into them. So I have a little thing here. But like I said, you can always get Joker cards at the city that sells items in this location. And that's over to the west. I'll point it out when Orpheus liberates it. Let's liberate this city here and pull a card. What do we get? Moon card. move forward time a little bit. Once again, pointless for this thing, so we're not going to keep it. There's an old evil temple on Shalina. Uh-oh. Evil temple. Temple of Elemental Evil? That's an old pen and paper module for Dungeons and Dragons. They used to release modules, well I guess they still do, but basically pre-made adventures that the people at like, I think it was Western Games at the time, and then it was Wizards of the Coast took over the gaming license, who made the Dungeons and Dragons. But yeah, the employees there, you know, who would make the game, they would make, you know, pre-written adventure novels. So like if you want an experienced dungeon master, the guy who ran the game, you can just buy a pre-made adventure and it was pretty much ready to go. But that was a pretty popular one, the Temple of Elemental Evil. It had, you know, obviously it had like the 4, you know, big elements, but it was kind of like this old evil temple. There was like kind of infighting between like the priests of each of the different elements, so it was very non-linear in a sense. Like you can help some of them, you might help the Oath priest folks, you know, who had a feud with the water folks, you know, the water temple folks. So, and in the end there was like one overall, like it's like the Lord of Fungus was like the main overarching villain. But she was like deeper within the temple, even beyond where the 4 elemental like cults, for lack of a better term, I guess, were stationed or hanging out. Liberation. This is not an evil temple, but we did pull an evil card. Boo. So, not going to be effective against any of the bosses. So, I'll probably just end up having to waste that card. Dragon Omelet. Rashidi will have to perform a ceremony to summon Diablo. Diablo must not be brought back. You of the Rebellions are the only ones who can stop him. So, spoiler, Diablo is the chief general of the ogres in the Ogre Battle. So we knew about Galf. He was one of the generals. He was one of the devil general from imprisoned in Antalgil. But Diablo was the real big bad. So he was the head of everybody. So he was like the boss of Galf. So if people were scared about Galf getting released from his imprisonment, could you imagine how bad it would be if Diablo got released? So he's even stronger than Galf. So yeah, can have that happen. So once again, everything falls on Mr. Orpheus. So our boss killing units are a little different. I've taken away, in order to have 2 boss killing units, I took the Lich out of this boss killing unit. We placed it with a monk, and one of them has the cockatrice as the flyer, and the other has the wyvern. So, but otherwise they're identical. Cleric, Lich, High Flyer, led by the Princess. Alright, down here, you see those ground units are basically going to march across here, so... Alright, well, this might be a time to get rid of that, another card. Use our Lover's card. We'll have to liberate that temple there, or that city, so we can start doing some healing. Because this unit does not have healing, so that's why might as well use a Lover's card. The Tower card might be effective against this one because none of these enemies fly, and they are Platinum Dragons, so they have weakness to the black magic and fire. So that's why you see our Vampire's actually doing some pretty decent damage with his Blood Suck. Because that's black magic. Well, remember when he was fighting the devils before, or the cockatrices, he was barely taking, double digits. He was like getting like maybe 9-10 hit points. So the Tower would be good. Tower might also be good against this. We wouldn't hit the Seraphim in the background, but all the Samurai, we can deal some decent damage to them. So yeah, tower does not affect anything that flies. And the Seraphim, she flies. She's not a strong flyer, which means she doesn't bestow the flying bonus on any of the Samurai Masters with her, but... And there we go. Took her out pretty easy. Thanks to that tower card, so... Yeah, we're pretty full on tarot cards, so might as well use them up. Because we're going to get quite a few more. We have quite a few cities over there on the west to liberate. And this temple here we're about to liberate, so... That's where we'll kind of be making our stand here. So this is that unit I confused with earlier, a bunch of phantoms and a mage. So it actually flies. It's a low flying because the phantoms fly, and the mage is a light character, so they're able to carry it. So hopefully the Seraphim goes before the monk. Oh well, spoke too soon, because she would have been able to wipe out all those undead with her laser attack. But we could have had more healing with the monk, but oh well. Let's move them down a little bit. Still getting some good uses out of our octopi there, our kraken. Release the kraken. I just saw the updated, a few days ago, the updated Clash of the Titans on Tubi TV. It's a free TV app. So, Judgment card, that is a great card. Like I said, white magic. It'll tear through Diablo. I mean, he's a head demon. He's obviously going to be weak against the white magic. The Paladins of the Highland have just been destroyed by Rashidi. Oh, I can't believe it. Uh-oh. You didn't do too good then. Uh-oh. We will learn a little bit more about them as we continue to liberate cities and temples. So here's the other boss-killing unit. We'll see, like, it's configured just like the other one, except instead of the cockatrice, we have the worm, who's been the main guy hanging out with the boss-killing units up to this point. So while we're getting a repeat of the first unit here, the devils with the two cockatrices, so we're gonna pretty much see most of the enemy units that have are released in this map. But of course we won't see them all because, like I said, 2,295 of them, but we'll see at least one of each type, so. We got a land unit up there. He's really going off course. But we'll catch him. So, which one is that? I'm trying to look here. That would probably be another one of those, it's a Dragon Master with Salamans, the mountain unit. The Soul Mountain unit. And that Soul Snow unit was the one with the Dragoneer and the two Platinum Dragons. Well, let's see if we finish this guy off here, or this lady off. She's a Muse. There we go. So things are going pretty good here so far. So... Still have that one unit that hasn't seen any action, but they've been just mainly deployed to liberate all the cities on the right side. Speaking of which, we just liberated our first one here, and there's a few more to the south, including a hidden temple, so moon card. Push time back a little bit. At the head of the Empire's forces, we saw a man in black armor. Could it be? Yes, it is Prince Gares, whose armor was cracked, and after all the battles, I guess, maybe with all the paladins, because we were just fighting his clones in the last episode, the last map. So, but yes, Gares will be one of the bosses that we fight, but I don't know if we can really consider him a boss, because if you think about it, we defeated him with 10 of his units in the last map. So, yeah, he's not really all that boss-like. And actually, when we encounter him in this map, his units that he's with aren't going to be as tough. So, he's actually more of a pushover here. He does otherwise he's very similar to what he was in the last thing. He has the same level 26, same stats, 242 hit points, and resistances and stats are all the same. If you say you had like a hex editor tool that was able to look into the game's code and read their stats. See, I got a from one of the speedrunners, Dragon Darch, who does this game. He had a little Excel spreadsheet that had like the enemy stats and stuff, the boss's stats. So and that's how I was able to see what their stats are, their levels were, and also what, like especially for this map, what resistances the bosses have, so I can see what elements they're the weakest against. Here's another unit that we fought earlier. Let's hope our princess can go and wipe these folks out. The wraiths in the back row. Boink! There we go. She went before the monk, which is good. That way the monk can just use healing. And almost finished. But good thing we didn't finish that one off because it allowed the monk to heal us up pretty much, so always good to get some more levels. Help boost the stats for our boss killing units. Although I will be using those merchants at the end just to super power up my boss killing units, so. Another city liberated. Let's see what these folks have to say. The car, chariot, that could be okay. Rashidi has some kind of low physical resistances, so. The paladins of the Highland are following Rashidi to the Shrine of Shalina. And we were told by a city to the south there that, unfortunately, Rashidi wiped them all out. Oh. Uh-oh, Teresa. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fighting here, so. But that's good, because it's our boss killing unit, so they can pretty much handle pretty much everything on their own. They'll, of course, suffer some, penalties to their alignment and charisma, but at this point in the game, we're not worried about that. They don't need to promote anymore, and it's not really going to affect anything, so this is the last map, go all out. So, that's all we're worried about. Just finishing off. And any levels they gain, they may lose, like, alignment and charisma, but they'll be gaining other stats, like, most importantly, the agility and intelligence. That'll make them act faster and do more damage with their spells. Act before the enemy goes, so. Oh, neutral encounter. This will be a Seraphim. Remember, Seraphims are over the seas. In the snow, you have that 50-50 shot of a gold dragon or an ice giant. You've recruited a neutral character to the rebel forces. And more fighting. Who do we got this time? Oh, this unit again. Our other boss unit fought this unit. It went off course and was trying to go after where Orpheus was. But Orpheus knew. Orpheus like, always good to have a bodyguard. Well, Orpheus, he's a brilliant tactician, that guy. So that rat, not a guy, he's a rat. He's a good boy, that's what he is. So. That's why he's gonna save the world here. But not in this episode. Soon. He's come way too far to give up now. But Orpheus has obsessive compulsive disorder, and he has to liberate everywhere before he goes and fights the boss. The remaining forces of the Empire fled to the Temple of Shalina. What could be there? Well, we'll learn what's there later on. Now we got some hidden cities on that little map, on that little island there. So let's see what's going on over there. While our boss killing unit gets some more fighting in. And once we liberate the cities way to the north there, to that section of land there, then, while this boss-killing unit is, holding off the Imperials, Orpheus and Tristan's unit will sneak in the back door and engage the boss. The series of bosses. You have a lot of special dialogue, so... the first boss that we'll encounter will be Gares, and in order of priority, Aisha. Aisha was the monk who was the daughter of Grand Monk Forest, and remember, Gares killed her. So Aisha's going to have some dialogue with Gares, and then if she has priority over Debonair, who also has dialogue with Gares. And then the next boss after that is Rashidi, and in order of importance, the following units have dialogue with him. Orpheus will have dialogue. Then next will be Tristan, the prince, and then Eustace. She's the younger sister of Mizel, the seraphim who used to be the head angel that Rashidi got to fall in love with him and give him the black diamond. And then the final person who has dialogue with Rashidi is his sole surviving apprentice, Saradin. So I'll be showing off all of that dialogue. Diablo, he don't talk to anybody. Well, he'll give some veiled threats to us, but Orpheus can't be cowed by that. So, just changing the leader up to Bison, because it looks like most of these units are targeting the leader. And of course, the Lich has better resistance than the Princess, so it'll just help us avoid having to use like tarot cards like Empress and Priestess to heal up. Because all those, they were all targeting the Princess and wasn't able to heal up effectively enough with just the monks healing. Yay, they all went after the worm, who has good agility. So yeah, now their all attacks are all done. And they're all done! Thanks to the Phantom of the Lich. Not the Phantom of the Opera, but the Lich's Phantom. That's the black magic hit all. Alright, let's see this unit here, so... Badonk. This is not a very good fight for this unit. Yeah, they petrified our monk, so we won't be able to heal, and these cockatrices have good agility, so it might be tough for our giants to hit them. So, look. We lost. But slow and steady, we'll just have to keep picking it up, because this pretty much, I would have liked Diabola's unit there, because it's, all the characters are high alignment to liberate a few more cities. But I have that one unit sneaking back to liberate and find those hidden cities on that island to the west of where Diabola's unit is, so if she gets stuck mired in combat there for a while, it's okay, we're going to have other units find those cities. I believe the name of the leader of the Paladins was Gawain. Yep, that's him. We met him in the last episode. Trying to steer Empress Endora back to the way of good, but no luck. Caused her to, I guess, order her son to execute them all, but remember, some good Samaritans in that one city decided to, you know, save as many as they could. And now they're trying to save the world in the Highlands, but they're not Orpheus, so they're not qualified. Yep, gonna have to go back down to Mr. Orpheus. Gonna have to, but hey, that's the price of being a good ratty hero. So you have to do things that nobody else can. With great power comes great responsibility. Although I like there's a new video on Rats Have Feelings too. Well, it's not new, but it's within the past week. She has one of her rats dressed up as a superhero, and the little motto is, with great cuteness comes no responsibilities. Which, you know, most rats can attest to. They don't have to do anything. Like Pop's right here, all he has to do is be cute and pretty, and sit on my lap and get petted. And he's doing really good at that. Yep. He's just hanging out here. He's been hanging out this whole time on my lap, getting petted and getting spoiled and taken care of. So, and hopefully we can take care of more of the Imperial forces in our next episode. Thanks for following along. Take care of yourself. See you around. Bye.